Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to give you the long-awaited review for the SH MonsterArts Kong from Godzilla vs. Kong 2021. Now, recently that Tamashii Nations decided that they are going to reissue this one. So if you missed out on him the first time, there'll be a link in the description down below to where I got him from Big Bad Toy Store. So yeah, he's around $77.99. But is he worth that asking price? Well, I'm here to tell you why you should probably pick up this Kong. So anyways, let's get into this review because this monkey madness is about to get crazy and banana slammer. Why it took me so long to make this review, I don't really know. I mean, I kind of unboxed him and I was just kind of like, it is what it is. I got a SH MonsterArts Kong. That's all I needed. That's all I wanted. An in-scale Kong for the rest of the MonsterArts line. And that's pretty much what this guy is. If you didn't get any of the previous Kongs that came out from Mezco, NECA, or even the SH MonsterArts Peter Jackson Kong, then maybe this one might be what you're looking for, considering that he scales pretty well. He scales pretty well with the rest of the SH MonsterArts line. Now granted, you know, your mileage will vary. Some people want a bigger Kong, some people want one this size. Me personally, I was a bit surprised when I unboxed this guy because I thought he was going to be a little bit taller, but Now in terms of the presentation, I want to talk about his face first because a lot of people say that he doesn't really look that accurate to the Kong in the movie. Me personally, I think he looks just fine. Now his eyes are a little hard to see because they are pretty much the same color that the rest of the body is, just a little bit of a lighter brown. And with little pupils in there, and my eyes look just fine. At least from what I can tell. Thankfully, the eyes just kind of get lost in there, so even if they are derpy, you probably won't really notice. Looks pretty accurate enough as it is. Yeah. So, moving down the rest of the body, there is that dark brown paint used, or is it the dark brown plastic? One or the other. There are parts where this guy does look a little shiny in some spots, but I really do like the detail they did on the fur. And on the chest, it's got a bit of a glossy look to it, and there's a nice scar along that chest as well, so that's pretty cool. I think this guy would have definitely benefited from a dry brush with a lighter brown, maybe a bit of a mahogany, so that he's a little more screen accurate to what we saw in the movie, at least in the daytime scenes. This guy overall, I think, is a bit too dark to be 100% accurate. And I've even seen some custom paint jobs where people just add a simple dry brushing to the fur on this guy and it does wonders. So why Tamashii Nations decided to cheap out some brighter browns definitely would have benefited this guy. But overall, in terms of presentation, I think Kong looks like Kong. And he gets the job done for me personally. Now, in terms of articulation, this is where this guy is, well, this guy's using a bit of a softer material compared to the rest of the Godzillas and MonsterArts line. And it's hard to get this across without you actually holding the figure in hand, but I think it does wonders for this guy. So let's see, the head can look up a good amount in conjunction with that neck joint. And he can't really look down too much. You're gonna have to dislodge the head. So can't really look down too much unless you use obviously the waist. But yeah, in terms of head articulation, it's decent, but it is limited because of all that fur down around his jawline. In terms of his arms do get a good range of articulation actually. Mine seems to move better with his right arm as opposed to his left arm. My left arm is just really tight. You hear that? Probably some hot water will fix that. But you can get this dude up in a T-pose if you want. Like I said, my left arm is a little rougher. But there's a lot of cuts in the sculpt to where the bicep can actually rotate and swivel. So that's good. Do note, if a piece does pop out, it's not that hard to get it back in. His elbow does bend. It looks like it's a double bend as well. So that's always good if you want to get this guy to flex and be like, I'm big, bodacious monkey. It works. It works. Donkey Kong, eat your heart out. So yeah, there is rotation here at the elbow as well. And with the softer material, I don't feel like any of these parts are in danger of rubbing up against each other or breaking. So I guess they chose the material right. And there is a swivel there at the ball joint for the wrist. And yeah, you can move that around as well. For the actual upper body torso, you can twist him side to side a little bit. You can get him to move back slightly with that chest articulation and move forward a little bit, but do note that you are going to get some gaps there, and this upper body piece is going to kind of want to shift back into the back. You don't want that to happen. Just move that middle piece back. And because of the articulation in the abdominal area, you can get him to twist side to side. You can get a really good bend forward, and you can get him to bend back quite a bit as well. See what I mean? You could probably get some more out of there, but I'm not going to stress it. The legs are a little loose for my taste, especially around the thigh area. So you definitely want to be careful, but you can get that to rotate fully. This little piece here is like a little sleeve that does move a little bit. Lots of articulation here in the foot. Me personally, I really do like how much range you get out of those feet. And you can even get the knees to bend as well. Look at that. Oh my God. Give somebody a shining lariat with that. They made it this way so you can actually get Kong into that typical gorilla monkey pose where, you know, they're on all fours. And you can see here, I think he looks pretty good. Yeah, Kong, I think you got what it takes, my man. I like what you're doing here, Tamashii. And yeah, Kong is great in terms of articulation. Just be mindful, you do not want to stress some of those abdominal areas too much, because I heard of people breaking their Kongs. I don't know how they managed to pull that off, but apparently it's a thing, so just be aware of it. Now, in terms of accessories, this guy has a decent amount of accessories. He has, first of all, aside from his default closed, clenched fist that he could use to punch somebody in the face or even simply beat his chest, he has these hands where, you know, if you want to get him in that all fours monkey pose, you can absolutely do that with these hands, as well as, you know, have him do that whole home, sweet home pose that he does in the movie when he's talking to the little girl. I forgot her name, but she was adorable, wasn't she? He also has two hands that can help him hold his battle axe, which we will get to, because that battle axe is iconic for this Kong, at least in terms of this movie. So it was an absolute must. Thankfully they threw it in here. We'll take a look at that after we look at this next pair of hands, which are these open splayed out hands. These things are pretty damn long. He's got some very long fingers with these. If he ever wants to cover his eyes from the sun, even simply wave at Savengar over here. Kong also comes with an open mouth, yelling face. This guy looks pretty angry. Obviously, this is, you know, Kong at his mightiest, when he's growling and yelling and angry and snarling and you know, or coughing. Looking at the face here from the side, you're going to notice that he has a bit of an overbite. Once again, I noticed some people were complaining that this wasn't accurate to the actual movie or scene that it happens in. Me personally, I don't give a damn. It is what it is. But if you find this head to be inaccurate, well, I'm sure somebody will make a custom head for you. Mine looks great. The teeth look alright. The inner mouth is nice and fleshy, as well as that tongue, which can actually articulate too. And here we have Kong's battle axe. I love the detail and the paintwork done with that gradient of brown to a lighter tan brown towards the tip of the battle axe staff. It looks great. I love the wraps around here to where that what looks to be like the Godzilla dorsal plate from the past. I do have to say, however, I'm not really digging how they painted the actual dorsal plate. It's a little bit on the bland side. I mean, towards the middle of it, there's that metallic silver paint, while there's some blues in there, and it ends with that dark brown. I think they should have just painted the whole thing either brown, or make it an entirely metallic blue, similar to the dorsal fins of the 2021 Godzilla. Now let's look at some size comparisons. Here he is with some Playmates, SH MonsterArts, and SH Figuarts releases, as well as, yeah, Primal Rage, because I always have to throw that in there. In terms of my final verdict, I think that this Kong is fantastic. I like him, I really do, and once I started posing him with some of the other figures that I have in these shots, I was having a really good time with this guy. And it's interesting because I haven't had this much fun posing with a figure in quite a while, and taking pictures for that matter, so I guess this guy's done his job. Me personally, I do think that this guy would have benefited for some dry brushing and maybe a lighter brown paint scheme in terms of the overall body, but maybe some extra faces would have been beneficial. But for somebody who was looking to own a King Kong figure in the SH MonsterArts line, I'm so glad they decided to release this one, and honestly, you can do a lot worse. So if you haven't picked him up already, I could definitely suggest this guy, and yeah, you may enjoy this one, probably more so than I did. But I mean, just take a look at these pictures. This guy is so expressive and so fun to have. So anyways, if you haven't picked him up yet, definitely jump on the reissue that's coming out in the near future, because you know how MonsterArts are. Once they sell out, the prices shoot up, especially when it comes to a character like Kong. Anyways, everybody, that's it for this review. Hopefully it was helpful and informative. If you did like it, you know, the end card will be showing up with other ways you can support the channel. Collect everything, connect everything, and if you can't, then do your best. Alright, everybody, I'll see you all very soon. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed and would like to see more videos like this, hitting the like button, sharing the video, commenting, and subscribing will help us defeat the evil algorithm. And if you enjoy video games, I have a dedicated channel just for that, so I hope to see you there.